this. So I say I'm booked for 2 hours, okay, and now the second hour, and it's nighttime. What I do is I set off the cold sparkle for every spin. My cold sparks are set to a point where when I hit the button, the cold sparks will go on for 7 seconds, which is perfect because usually when the arm is spinning, it records for about 6 seconds. So it's perfect. You can almost use the cold sparks as a cue to let them know you're recording when the arm is spinning, and when the cold sparkles go off, by then the arm should stop spinning. So to answer your question, do I fire them up every single spin? I do towards the end. So I give them a full hour of the cold spark machine. I usually use 1 granule bag per event. I hope that helps. I got a next question right over here. If there's no Wi-Fi, is there a hack? Testing with different apps, but all seem to have trouble. What I noticed about TouchPix in comparison to Luma Booth doesn't really require a lot of data. Their file is a little bit more, let's say, a smaller file, so it downloads much faster. So even if you have like 1 bar, you can still use Luma Booth. With TouchPix, you have to have a good strong signal when using TouchPix. That's what I noticed as far as the apps that I've used so far. And keep in mind, guys, I've only used TouchPix and Luma Booth. And soon we're going to be experimenting with SnapX because the 360 booth industry is evolving. And I think it's becoming repetitive just to see the old slow-mo and boomerang. I think we're going to have to start adding new cool effects. And I'm talking about high quality effects onto this production to make it more captivating for the viewer. That's where I think it's going, is to add cooler effects. So right now I'm live on Instagram, guys, and on YouTube, and I just finished making a video on YouTube. I haven't uploaded the video yet, but since I have some of you guys here on YouTube and a good amount of you operators as well on the Instagram, there's some information that I want to put out there, guys, and that's that I really can't get to all of your questions. It's nearly impossible. There's one David and there's hundreds of 360 booth operators. So to be frank with you, it's difficult for me to get to your question. So I'm going to be trying to go at least once a week live just like this so that I can just fire away for any questions that you guys might have. And the reason I'm doing this is because a lot of you guys can't afford to book a one-on-one with me. And I do understand that people have budgets and that we are going through a recession. So this is the only way that I can help you guys get these questions answered without me spending the rest of my days face down on my phone answering questions. That's not exactly how I want to live my life. So I just wanted to put that out there for all you guys who are actually watching this right now. So don't take it personal if I don't get to your question. Just know, guys, that I am trying to improve the quality of my life, and I'm trying to stay away from my phone as much as possible. I am trying to use my phone as a tool and not a distraction, okay? So let's go ahead and continue here, moving down with the questions here. A question from Douglas. It says, hey, David, how do you make sure everything stays charged for events longer than 3 hours? Douglas, I did a lot of experimenting, and I encourage all of you guys to always stay in scientific mode and like in a scientist mode, and always experiment with all of your equipment. And so to answer your question, say, for example, you're focused on the RGB lights. Now, the RGB lights, the battery that I have in my RGB lights, do you guys know what integrated battery you guys have in your RGB lights? If the answer is no, that means you guys are not really getting familiar with the equipment you're using. You have to get familiar with the specs of your equipment so that you guys can know the output and know what type of outcome you're going to have depending on how long your event is. So I recommend you guys get really familiar with the specs of whatever equipment you're using. Now, for the equipment that I'm using, the RGB lights, the stand-up ones, the tall ones that I use to face the booth, those have a battery. It's a 2600 millihertz battery. If I turn that brightness all the way up, I won't get past 2 hours. So what I usually do for longer events is I'll go ahead and turn up the brightness all the way up and then minus it by 3, and that'll give me 2+ hours, if anything, 3 hours. So get familiar with your equipment, guys. Test at home in the comfort of your own home so that when you go to these events, you know exactly what to expect from your power banks to your talent cell batteries, to everything that you have, including your cold sparks and the amount of granule you're putting in there as far as powder goes. Just really get familiar with your equipment so you guys know exactly what the result is going to be at the end of the night and nothing really catches you off guard. Let's go ahead and continue pushing through these questions. I do have to get going pretty soon, ladies and gentlemen, but while you guys are here, I just want to say thank you for making it out. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you guys having the mentality to start a 360 booth business because you guys want to produce a really good time and produce some memorable moments for the world to really look back at, smile, and laugh and enjoy. And I really think it takes a unique person to run a 360 booth industry. So I want to congratulate you guys all on starting that 360 booth business. And if you haven't done so, that's okay. Take your time, do your research, make sure you guys buy your 360 booth from the manufacturer so you guys don't pay retail price, because when it comes to business, you want to start off and not make a huge investment but get a big return. Okay, so the smaller the investment, the faster you're going to get that profit margin to pay that investment off, and then the rest is nothing but profit. Let's go ahead and continue moving forward with these questions. So it says, it sounds like you need a moderator for your YouTube chat, bro. Yeah, definitely, man. I thought of getting a virtual assistant for my platforms, but I feel like having a virtual assistant that doesn't know anything about the 360 booth would only cause a headache. So I'd rather just have everyone meet on the Facebook group where we actually have some seasoned 360 booth operators that are willing to help the new 360 booth operators out. And then those new 360 booth operators within a few events, they'll have enough knowledge to help the new wave of 360 booth operators. So getting a virtual assistant was going to be, was in my mind, but now I figured, no, I don't want to get someone who doesn't know much about the 360 booth, and I don't want them replying to some of these operators, giving them wrong information that can be hurtful for their business. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that idea. All right, let's go ahead and continue answering some of these questions here. Hi, guys. Someone asked me if I experienced my booth or my arm being shaky with the U200 light or the U100. The U200 light is a solid light. I don't know exactly how much it weighs. I know how long it'll last me. Now, the U200 light, I like it because it's stable. It's basically has an integrated battery as well. Now, to prevent shakiness, guys, you always want to make sure you're adjusting the bottom legs of the 360 booth. Those are adjustable. Also, when you're putting it on concrete, keep in mind that sometimes concrete, it goes flat, but there could be a place where the leg is touching the concrete and it might be low where it's not touching it directly like this. So you want to swivel it until it touches the concrete. You really have to get an eyeball for that. And throughout the actual event, you guys want to make sure you're constantly adjusting it, because when people get on or start dancing a little bit, it starts moving a little bit. So you constantly have to adjust that. And also, if you guys are using a standard iPhone 11, the higher you go up as far as iPhone model goes, the better the stabilizer. Right now, I'm using that standard iPhone 13, and the stability on it is pretty fair. It's pretty good. The sensor is also pretty good. The new standard iPhone 14 has a light sensor that's a little bit bigger, which means it's going to capture more light, and the videos are not going to come out as grainy as older iPhones. And also encourage your attendees to move side to side versus up and down, so that your 360 booth arm doesn't shake too much. I always tell them, if you guys want to come up with a really cool video, project that energy, but try not to jump on the booth and create that motion, because I don't want your video to come out shaky. My throat's killing me, yo. All right, let's go ahead and continue here. Someone asked me, Lappy asked me, can use an iPhone 8? Can I? Someone's asking me if they can use an iPhone 8 Plus as a sharing station. If not, what about an iPhone 11? For a sharing station, ideally you want to use an iPad mini or a standard iPad, just because the screen's a little bit bigger than your standard phone. I would not use an iPhone 8 Plus. I wouldn't use an iPhone 8 series or 10 series to record 360 booth videos, guys. Trust me, I'm an iPhone repair technician. I can tell you that those phones, you're going to come up with really shaky footage, not high quality footage. and I want you guys to really produce high quality videos. That's why I made that last video on YouTube on how to get high quality videos. All right, let's continue moving here. Some of you guys are asking me questions, and I feel like you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel. Someone's asking me, have you have a link to the battery set you are using? All of my videos on YouTube, if you guys go down to the description, it's always going to show my suppliers and all of the equipment that I'm using. It took me a while to put that list together, but I put that list together because I will constantly get asked these type of questions. So all you guys really have to do is go to any videos on my YouTube, go down to the description box, and there you will find the equipment that I'm using, my suppliers, the Facebook group link, Instagram, one-on-one, and insurance for your 360 booth. What hotspot do you use? And what are the upload speeds? I'm using a 5G MiFi, and I'm using T-Mobile as my host, as my provider, and the speeds are pretty great. And it's a combination of things when it comes to speed, guys. One is the size of the file. Two is the signal strength you have at that given location venue where you're located. What I love about Luma Booth in comparison to TouchPix is that Luma Booth videos download so much faster than TouchPix. And not just that, but they upload to the iPad sharing station way faster than TouchPix. I'm still on the verge of making a video comparing TouchPix to Luma Booth side by side. So to answer your question, when can you make a tutorial for TouchPix versus Luma Booth? That tutorial is coming. Right now, I only have I have them separate, how to set up an event on TouchPix and how to set up an event on Luma Booth. I am going to make a shorter version on how to make an event on Luma Booth and try to keep it under 10 minutes long. And that's going to include how to use the sharing station using Luma Share for Luma Booth. Cool. All right, let's continue here. Have you added any new items to your setup? Recently, I bought another pair of Cold Sparks. The reason I bought another pair of Cold Sparks is because I do want to promote the Cold Spark service separately for weddings and anniversaries and quinceañeras. Last week, I went to a wedding, and they hired me just to use my Cold Spark machines. And some of you guys, like I said, seen the video on Instagram. My fee to them my fee to them was $300. I was there for about an hour. I love the fact that I was able to fit everything in my Camry hybrid. So that's the reason I invested in Cold Spark machines, because I do want to offer that as a side service and start scaling the business by offering Cold Spark machines, offering the dancing on clouds experience. Sooner or later, you guys want to do like drone shots. So when you guys do anniversaries, weddings, you guys can offer a drone shot as well. There's just so many ways you can scale this business now that you got a 360 booth business going, guys. All right. Can I run an event strictly off cellular data? I've done it many times. So yes, you can run an event just using your iPhone data for sure. Just remember, guys, that most of these phones now are on 5G. So that's more than enough speed. But if you're in an area where service is very spotty, it's going to be tough. So one of the things that I do, and I hope this helps you guys, is I'll go on my coverage map, put in the client's address in advance to see what type of coverage I can expect when I arrive if the event is a little too far for me to drive to. Hey, thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate it. You're welcome. Armando. Hey guys, another shout out to Armando, man. There's not a lot of human beings like Armando, man. That man is constantly helping people out in the Facebook group, and I'm very grateful for you, Armando. Thank you. All right, let's continue here with the questions, guys. I want to continue answering your questions. Like I said, I don't want to spend my days face down looking at my phone answering every individual question. So I'm going to make time at least once a week to go live like this and answer your questions in bulk and just fire off as many answers as I can. Okay. Because like I said, I know a lot of you guys can't afford to book a one-on-one with me, and I completely understand, believe me. Someone asked me, what are some of my favorite props? What are some of my favorite props? I want to say the bubble guns, because when the bubbles are up in the air and you do the boomerang in the slow-mo and you have a really good high quality resolution, those bubbles in slow motion plus the boomerang hovering over the attendees, I think those bubbles look really great. So those are some of my favorite props, is the bubble guns. Everything else really is more of how animated that person is while on the booth, right? So that's as far as props. Bubble guns are some of my favorite props, guys. I gotta get a I gotta get some water because my throat's bugging me. So I'm gonna leave Mina right here. She's gonna be answering all your questions while I get back. Thank you, Minnie. You did a great job. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and continue answering your questions. All right, questions. Let's see. Hi, David. Can I use my personal phone for my booth? You can absolutely use your personal phone for your booth, especially if your iPhone is a 12 series or higher. If you're using an iPhone, which you most likely are for the type of applications that are available right now, like TouchPix and Luma Booth, just make sure, guys, that you go to your settings, go to the focus, and make sure that you turn on the do not disturb. This is basically going to prevent any calls to go through while you're using your phone at an event. So you don't need to spend extra money buying a brand new phone, and you don't need to spend money adding another line to your existing account. So I'm always trying to save you guys money, and this is one way of doing it. So yes, you can use your personal iPhone for your 360 booth business. All right. You're welcome, guys. I got a question right here. Do you use a money gun, and how often? It seems a pain to have pick up the dollar bills every single time. Yeah. So for the money gun, when I when I arrive at the event, I talk to the person who hired me, and I usually tell them, "Hey guys, before I leave, I want to get a money shot with you guys." What that means is, towards the end, before I leave, I'm gonna get them on the platform. I'm gonna bring my money guns out from my backpack or wherever I have them stored, and I want to get 1 to 2 videos with them using the money guns. You want to use the money guns at the very end so that you won't have people bugging you talking about, can I use it too? I'm related to the person who hired you. Oh, it's my sister's wedding. Can I use a money gun too? No, 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 no. You're not gonna use a money gun. It's not for you. It's for the main people. All right, guys, because you don't want to be picking up the money from concrete, especially if you're a female and you have nails and you're trying to pick up that money off concrete or asphalt. It's hard on the nails. It's hard to pick up. And I just wanted to give you guys that heads up. You don't necessarily have to use a money gun throughout the whole event. You're just making your job harder. So I use a money gun at the very end to make sure I get 1 to 2 videos with the money gun shot for my client. I hope that helps. Can I run an event strictly off cellular data if hotspot is acting up? Yes, like I said earlier, guys, you can definitely use your iPhone to run your entire event. I've done it many times, but it also depends on what type of coverage you're getting at that area. Are you getting 4G LTE? Are you getting 5G? This is why you want to check your coverage map with your client's venue address. All right. Again, guys, oh, no. If you guys want to create an event for TouchPix, you need to have a laptop if you want to create an event. What's cool about Luma Booth is you can create an event directly from your phone. Okay. You guys, I haven't experienced. I don't have experience with using the GoPro. So for questions regarding the GoPro, I encourage you guys to go onto the Facebook group where we have over 2,000 360 booth operators and post your questions regarding the GoPro on the Facebook group. I don't want to give you information I'm not sure about. So wasn't sure. So someone's saying that they made a Google business account, and the Google business, when they put the Google business name, it doesn't pop out, and that means that it hasn't been identified, it hasn't been indexed, which means there's not enough traffic for that keyword, or or you don't have enough information on your Google profile to be to see that keyword and associate it with your Google name profile to a point where the algorithm connects them, which is why I tell you guys, post on your Google profile once a week. Make sure you guys on the service icon and every little piece of information on Google profile is filled as much as possible. That way you have a nice, wholesome Google profile and the algorithm can start matching keywords with your Google profile. So try that. And also, guys, be like me. I'm a total nerd. When I'm ready to jump into something, I do tons of research. I stay up to like 3 in the morning just trying to get as much information. So if you guys are new to Google My Business Profile, go on YouTube. There is a couple of SEO experts I did a video with on Google My Profile, and I believe it was called SEO Maniac. Um, Keep an eye out for that. So let me continue going down here because I gotta let you guys go pretty soon. But it's been a pleasure connecting with all you guys. Let me continue answering some questions here, of course. Let me see. Really didn't go out. What? All right, hold on, guys. Let me close this window right here so it doesn't slow my laptop down. All right, let me continue down with this question right here. It says, what do you charge per hour, especially if you are booked for 2 hours? I recently hired my prices. My 2 hour minimum now is at $6.99. You guys want to stay competitive. You guys want to stay relevant. So make sure you guys are peeping out the competition, giving your area wherever you're at, your city and state, your city and state. Someone asked me, why did I go back to touch picks? So touch picks, guys, I was experimenting with Luma Booth. And the reason I'm experimenting with Luma Booth is because I'm in the 360 booth industry. So if there are applications and I can experiment, I'm going to go experiment because in life, you guys don't want to be tied down to one option. You guys want to have options. I know that sounds funny, but it's true. You guys want to have options. So not only have I experimented with Luma Booth, and I'm gonna share. I'm gonna give you guys my 2 cents on Luma Booth. But I'm also gonna be exploring Snapic pretty soon, just because I feel the more options we have as owners, the better for us, and the more creative we can get with the more tools that we have. I have not used a Curator Live before. You're welcome. Electric Selfie 360, you're welcome. Someone wrote, I thought you didn't need the internet or Wi-Fi for touch picks. I don't know if that changed within the last week, but from what I understand, you definitely need internet for touch picks. Yeah, so like I said, I'm gonna do my best to connect with you guys at least once a week live in this type of style because, like I said, it does allow me to answer your questions, and I love this type of style because when I'm answering your questions, other people are hearing out the answer I'm giving you guys, which is a lot more helpful versus, like I said, me being face down on my phone all day answering individual questions, which is, like I said, guys, something that I don't want to do anymore. It's it 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 became really stressful for me, and that's not quality when it comes to living. And life is short, so I hope you guys understand. So going back to what I just said for Hot Boy here, like I said, if you guys put your questions on DMs, most likely I'm not gonna get to them just because, like I said, there's hundreds of questions and there's only one of me. So this is the way that I can answer questions in bulk, and also all of you guys also get to hear the answer, and hopes that it helps you out as well. I'm gonna continue scrolling down, guys. We got another 5 minutes to answer questions. Thank you for tuning in. On the lights and battery, are you using? Have you used the batteries you're bringing to my attention? Full Circle 360 booth. I don't know those batteries or model name, so I don't know the specs on those. Okay. So give me 1 second. Hey, David, just wanted to say thanks again for everything you do for us. All these videos, information is vital, and I appreciate it. I just booked my third event today. Luke is on fire. He booked his third event today. I know the feeling, and it's the feeling that gives you confidence, and that confidence brings about that energy you need to continue getting creative and pushing forward with your business. So I hope you guys don't get disencouraged if you guys don't get really busy. That's okay, because sometimes if you're really busy and you're busy every single week, then that also means that your services are too affordable. You don't want to be too affordable, because you make money as a business per transaction. So the more money you make per transaction, the better. Hot Boy asked me if you need internet for the sharing station. So Hot Boy, to answer your question, I use a mobile hotspot from T-Mobile, and that mobile hotspot, I can use it with my phone that I'm recording the event with, and my iPad sharing station. When you guys use Luma Booth allows your through Luma Booth, your iPad sharing station and your phone will connect through that mobile hotspot. That's how Luma Booth works. Luma Booth, man, I'm getting tongue twisted, yo. I need to go back to rapping. I'm just kidding. See, all right, guys, 2 more minutes. Let's continue knocking this out, man. Let's see. I want to start a website for my business on Wix, but it seems a bit clumsy. What do I do? I developed my own website on Wix. It took me, I want to say, over 3 weeks to create my very own website with zero designer experience. But I was so hungry and I had a vision and I was willing to learn how to create a website that I just continued day by day. And I don't know how many times I called Wix technical support, but they were able to help me every single time. So now my website for my 360 booth business is SEO friendly and allows me to get bookings while I sleep. And so right now it's set up. The time, effort, and energy that I took into creating it and building it is paying off. So I encourage you guys, if you don't have the money to pay a website developer, a website designer, take it day by day. A steady pace wins the race. Move with purpose and not through pressure. But yes, I am using TouchPix as my website, as my host. All right, let's continue to answer your guys' questions. The Smile Booth Company, you're welcome. I stopped selling the 360 booth magnets, guys. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I love providing solutions. Now, when I first bought the 360 booth and my decal started getting scratched up, I thought of different ideas of how I can offer solutions, which was a product that I thought I'm going to make a 360 booth magnet. I spent thousands of dollars going back and forth with suppliers to a point where I finally bought my first batch. Wasn't happy with it. I bought a second batch. Second batch, I started promoting it. A lot of you guys purchased the 360 booth magnet, and some of you guys know that I hooked you up. Like, I added an extra surprise for you guys just to kind of like catch you guys off guard. So I surprised you with some extra stuff there. I stopped pushing the 360 booth magnets because I don't have time to package them and then drive to the post office and come back. Like I said, guys, I'm trying to simplify my life. So I'm no longer selling the 360 booth magnets. However, they're available on Alibaba through different suppliers. So just know that those products are still available, but I myself, I'm no longer pushing them through my website. To answer your question. All right, someone's asking me, do you have to register your business anywhere because you are in California, or do you just need to create an LLC? You can do both. You can do your LLC. That way you have an IEN number through the IRS. And then you take that IEN number from that you got from the IRS, and then you start an LLC banking account. That way your banking account can now, now you have a business checking account. And with the transactions made later down the road, you can get a business loan to really catapult and help scale your 360 booth business, especially because it's an LLC and it's an entity separate from you. So the way the business credit works is different from your individual credit. So I do recommend starting up an LLC. Now you can also register your business in whatever city you're doing business in, and that also helps. Luma booth is $20 a month, guys. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up, and like I said, I want to continue helping you guys with your 360 booth journey, but I'm just gonna do it in a different style, just because, like I said, guys, I'm trying to live life differently. I'm trying to set aside time for myself and really try to find peace. And there's a lot of things that, of course, I'm not sharing with you guys because this is business related, but there's personal struggles that people go through. And so I do want to continue helping you guys out. That's just in my mind and my heart, but I also want to make sure I have enough energy left in me at the end of the day to live the type of lifestyle and just go about my day feeling good and not so much drained. Okay. So thank you guys for participating. Thank you for stopping whatever you were doing to join me and post your questions from your business, because this is regarding your business and I know your business is important to you. So you're making time for your business by being on here, posting these questions. Very, very cool. But I really got to get going. I really got to get going. And like I said, guys, I hope you understand where I'm coming from as far as I cannot answer every question at an individual basis. It's just something that I can't do, and I admit it. The name of the Facebook group, guys, for everyone watching this, every video that I put out on YouTube, once you go into the description box, you'll see how you can book a one-on-one with me, the link to purchase a 360 booth contract, the link to the Facebook group, Instagram, and TikTok, and also the links to all the equipment I've used for my 360 booth setup, guys. So the Facebook group is 360 Booth Global Family. Like I said, that link can be found on all my YouTube videos. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Sorry I couldn't get to the rest of the questions you guys posted. Wow, there's a lot of questions that I still had to go through. But yeah, like I said, guys, I just can't get to all of you guys, and I hope you truly understand. And I'll see you guys in the next one. It was a pleasure talking to you guys all. And I wish you guys the very best. Keep creating, stay positive. Peace. No, I got to get ready.